Can I make that make sense? When you're young, you can run through a whole lot of stuff. But when you cross 60, you got to slow down and take life easy. Because young people are looking at life through the windshield. Folk over 60 are looking at life through the rear view mirror. Somebody gonna help me shout here in a minute. When you're in your 20s and your 30s and your early 40s, you're looking at life through the windshield. You're fine. Your hair's black. You're good looking. Heads turn when you walk in the room. You can remember anything you want to remember. You can jump up just when you feel like it. You don't have to write nothing down to remember it. You can stand loud music. It doesn't bother you because you're looking at life through the windshield. But when you start looking through the rear view mirror, you got to slow down. Because when you get out the bed, you can't just get out the bed. You got to swing your feet around, plant them on the floor, and sit down a minute and think about where you're at. Somebody over 50 gonna help me shout here in a minute. And then it takes you a while to get started. You have to force yourself to do some things. Have I got a witness here? You go in a room and forget what you went in there for. You're looking for your car keys and they're in your hand. You're looking for your cell phone and you're talking on it. You can't stand loud music. You can't stand fast cars. Because life for you now is in the rear view mirror. Young folk are running, but old folk are walking. And when you walk, you can see more stuff. You can hear more stuff. I ever got a witness? You can feel more stuff because you slow down to look at life in the rear view mirror. And when you look at life in the rear view mirror, you see how far God has brought you. You see how many doors God has already opened. You see how many prayers God has already answered. You see how many ways God has already made. And the stuff young folk get excited about don't even bother you. You eat your supper and go to bed because that stuff is beyond you now. God's been too good to you for you to hang around with trivialities. God has made too many ways for you to waste your time worrying about who likes you and who does not like you, who's talking about you and who's trying to design something against you. You've been living long enough to know that no weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. I wish I had somebody to help me close here. When you start looking at life in the rearview mirror, over there starts looking better than over here. Because life becomes full of aches and pains. Up one day and down one day. Well one day and sick one day. Broke one day and got money the other day. But when you start looking at life in the rearview mirror, then you start really piling up how many blessings God has sent your way. How many benefits God has sent your way. And instead of crying about what you don't have, you learn to thank God for what you do have.